Hello, friends. 721 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. In southern war zone on Kherson front, Ukrainian soldiers hoisted flag on water tower on the outskirts of Krinky. They have expanded their control zone, while on Zaporizhia front in Orikho sector, the ground offensive from both the sides continue without much changes. Similar the situation in Rimivka. One Ukrainian helicopter was shot down over Rabotin airspace. In north, in Kupiansk-Swatovo sector, Russians advanced Sinkivka, Kislivka and north of Tabaivka. In Liman direction, they advanced close to 150 meters towards eastern part of Terny. In east on Bakhmut front, Russian offensive operations towards west of Kromov continue, while they advance towards Krasnoye from Popysky directions. In southern flank, fight is on towards northwest of Klishivka. There are reports of heavy reinforcements which include tanks, infantry fighting vehicles in Kramatorsk areas to counter the Russian advance towards Chasiv Yar. In Avdiivka, fight seems to be continuing for Brivno, the fire station, where there were earlier reports that Russians have taken over. These conflicting informations on various fronts are due, changing of hands many times even in a single day. In northwest, Russians have advanced and have cut main supply road to Avdiivka city from Lastochkino. Fight is on towards Novobakhmutovka and also towards Stepo, no changes. However, coke plant is cut off from the Ukrainian lifelines. In southern Avdiivka, Russians have advanced northeast of Opitne, and by and large, Russians control 35% of Avdiivka. In addition, fight continues towards Pervomaisky and Nevelskoye. No changes though. To stop the further advance of Russian army, Ukrainians have been trying to deploy 2nd Battalion of Presidential Brigade. On Marinka front, main battle is on for Novomykhailivka, where Russians have entered on Ugledar Marinka road. They have also advanced northeast forest belt and from the east towards Novomykhailivka, and by now they control almost 80% of the town. Interdiction missions, Russians in addition to deep regions of Ukraine have been hitting targets on the front line. Yesterday they hit Selidino on Avdiivka Marinka front, and it's a heavy loss to the Ukrainians. The attack was with many Iskander missiles, Smerk MLRS using cluster munitions. This is said to be a training ground where more than 1500 up to 3000 Ukrainian troops were stationed for reinforcing Avdiivka, as I said above. Ukrainian sources too agree that this was a massive blow to them when the deployment was to start, and probably one of the worst attack by the Russians since the special military operation started. South of Selidino, a parking lot where Ukrainian equipment were positioned in Surkino was also hit by Russian weapon systems. Palestine, Israel, Middle East, as far as Gaza Strip is concerned, the main action continues to be at Khan Yunis in southern sector. However, no changes in central and north Gaza itself. Middle East is relatively calm where US, UK aircraft carried out airstrikes on Houthi targets in Al Hodada. Israelis have hit Syrian air defense system, causing heavy damages, and also have been hitting Rafah crossing. US military base at Al Oman oil field in Syria was attacked and heavy explosions were reported. Did Western pharma firms like Pfizer and AstraZeneca test it on Mariupol psychiatrist patients as well as children and soldiers, where 20 Ukrainian soldiers died? That's all. Thank you, friends.